I think it goes like that. I'm going to open this end. This is the nice thing that Jon has now made both of these ends able to be opened, because this side has more wood, and since I'm probably going to tap, I don't have any wooden shims, which is what I should make, but I'm going to tap a pry bar underneath this end, and I want to do it under the wood, not under the epoxy. So, like last time, we'll pop those out, one on each side, easy peasy. Take the machine screw out, and just going to gently tap on this with the hammer. Look at that. All the RTV coming loose. Some of it's not totally cured, which is actually, I mean, okay. It just means I've used too much. Ugh, I hate the smell of RTV. Gross. All right. There we go. And that, there we go. Hey friends, welcome back to the DuckHill workshop. Today we are going to pre-seal a couple pieces of walnut and cast them in our new mold from Ahonui Artisans. I really need to ask Jon how to pronounce that because I know I'm not doing it right. First, you'll notice that we are in my dad's shop. It might look a little different, especially when we look at that side from the last time you've seen it. You can check out updates here. No, over here. And then you can also check out the unboxing video that Glenn and I did here as well. So these molds are really slick and really handy. And this piece in particular is a piece of scrap that Glenn gave me, and I was gonna work up into a board for a good friend of mine, and we agreed on color and we did a pour, and I didn't do it because I was doing it live edge. I just kind of winged it by trying to use RTV and little scraps of HDP to block it all up so that I could fill in the voids and things. And it leaked, and the color settled, and then I did a 2-stage clear, and it just didn't, once I re-sanded everything, it didn't look very good. The color had settled out so bad, and the clear was kind of tinted this fleshy orange color. It was gross. So we've broken the piece. I've cut the piece in half, and now I need to pre-coat all the live edge parts that are going to get be in contact with the rest of the epoxy. So we're going to do that quick, and then we're going to load one up in the mold and cast that and show you how Jon's mold works. So let's do that. So today we're using super clear tabletop epoxy. This is different than the super clear liquid glass. This is a 1-to-1 mixture, and even though that looks blue, the whole thing will dry clear. And mix it up. We're going to brush it on with a little disposable paintbrush. I've already warmed the shop up to about 75 degrees. And I've got a nice little handy dandy mixing bucket, 1-to-1. And yeah. So this is the curing agent. I like to start with the resin. Ooh, it's gooey. This is where I think having pumps would be really, really handy, but I haven't bought any yet. Now we mix. They recommend at least 3 minutes. This is my first time using this particular epoxy, so I don't really know how much open time we've got. I don't know if I should let it sit and let all these bubbles work their way out. Let's just go ahead and mix some up on our brush. All right, now that one's all done for pre-sealing. We'll let these harden up, and we'll put them in the mold. Okay, so you all saw this board come out of the mold, which this side's okay, even though that's not the color it's supposed to be. This side, I think, looks like garbage. Oop, I just bumped the mic, sorry. We'll see. Maybe I'll sand it down, or at least plane it to see how I feel about it before I cut the epoxy all off. But that's what this board looked like coming out of the mold. It's actually really nice. That part was great. The mold was great. And because this one failed, we poured a second one, right? So now it's time to take that out of the mold. We're gonna do that right now. So, see. Whoa. I think it goes like that. I'm going to open this end. This is the nice thing that Jon has now made both of these ends able to be opened, because this side has more wood, and since I'm probably going to tap, I don't have any wooden shims, which is what I should make, but I'm going to tap a pry bar underneath this end, and I want to do it under the wood, not under the epoxy. So, like last time, we'll pop those out, one on each side. Easy peasy. Take the machine screw out, and just going to gently tap on this with the hammer. Look at that. All the RTV coming loose. Some of it's not totally cured, which is actually, I mean, okay. It just means I've used too much. Ugh, I hate the smell of RTV. Gross. All right. we go. And that, there we go. Interesting. Okay, so I put silicone caulk along the bottom as well, and this is why, even though this piece has been sanded flat and it was clamped down, obviously some got underneath the wood, but that kept it from bleeding all the way. So I'll have to take a razor and scrape that, and then we'll run it through the sander. Not the sander, through the planer. Clean it up. See how she looks. Oh, this side's gorgeous. So, all right, cool. I'm not going to show you finishing it or sanding it or anything, but I will show you the finished product. Ugh. All right, so now the boards I showed you that had popped out have been planed, sanded, and the first handful of coats of mineral oil have been applied. They're still waiting. I'm going to let them dry out a little bit and then apply some mineral oil with beeswax, some other stuff. They give them that real good silky finish, but just got the brand on there. I don't know if you can see that. Let it focus. You might still see some shiny spots because its finish hasn't totally hasn't totally dried in yet. So that's that one. And then I'm really happy how this one turned out, because, you know, originally I was really not thrilled about this one. Partly because I was expecting the color to be scarlet, pink, and you can kind of see a little bit of it down here, but it seems like that pink mica powder just dropped out of suspension. So there was a film of pink across the whole back of this piece, but when I ran it through the planer, it all just went away. So that's kind of nice, because now it's all the same color, even though I would say that this is, you know, like salmon fillet, not scarlet. So black diamond pigments, I don't know what's up there. Full disclosure, this is the only black diamond pigment color that I've had an issue with, and I don't know if it's actually an issue with the pigment itself or the epoxy or what. Don't know. I'll do some more experimentation because I have a lot of it. So we'll find that out. But same thing. The logo, the brand. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you can see it. So those are cool. I'm excited. Hopefully they are both going to a home. Otherwise, one of them will be available potentially. And in the time that I was waiting for that finish to dry, I've already prepped 2 more pieces of wood in the mold and some epoxy ready to rock and roll. So let's just take a look at that in our third pour, and that's what I'm going to leave you out with. All in all, this mold has worked really slick. It's really nice to just be able to pop that front end off, scrape all the old gasket material off, put new gasket material on, and then slap the mold back together and be ready to go again. It's really easy to see, if you were running production, how having 2, 3, 5, 10 of these would be super nice. You know, having one, it's kind of fun. But I definitely, if I make any more of these, I'll probably get a couple more. So that's my review of the molds from Jon Graff. Ahonui Artisans, dude, we got to talk about this. Anyways, until next time, guys. A little bit of white with a lot of titanium powder in it.